Let me hit you with something uncomfortable right out of the gate. Every dollar bill in your wallet, every balance in your bank account, every number you see on a screen has an expiration date, not printed on it, not announced on the news, but it's there. And here's the wild part. This is an opinion. It's not doom talk. It's not a conspiracy. It's math. It's history. And it has never failed. Paper money always dies. Every single time. No exceptions. You and I didn't invent this system. We were born into it. And when you're inside something long enough, it starts to feel permanent, normal, safe, like it's just how things work. But nothing about paper money is natural. Nothing about it is permanent. And nothing about it survives human behavior. Today, I want to show you the pattern that has repeated so consistently across history that ignoring it is basically choosing not to see gravity. This isn't about panic. This isn't about selling you anything. This is about understanding the game you're already playing, whether you like it or not. Because once you see the pattern, you can't unsee it. Let's rewind. Thousands of years ago, money wasn't paper. It wasn't promises. It wasn't numbers in a ledger. Money was weight. Money was metal. Money was something you could drop on the ground, and it would still be there tomorrow. Gold, silver, copper. Why those? Because they were scarce. Hard to fake. Hard to find. Hard to create. That's it. That's the whole secret. Money worked because it couldn't be cheated easily. But humans hate limits. Limits are annoying. Limits stop empires from expanding. Limits stop wars from being funded. Limits stop politicians from making promises they can't afford. So every civilization eventually looks at real money and says, yeah, but what if we just use less of it? That's where paper money is born. At first, paper money is innocent, almost smart. It starts as a receipt, a claim, trust me bro note. You deposit gold. You get paper. You can redeem it anytime. And for a while, it works beautifully. Trade explodes. Economies grow. People feel richer. This is always a honeymoon phase. And this is where everyone gets fooled. Because the paper isn't the problem. Human behavior is. Sooner or later, someone notices something dangerous. Most people don't redeem their paper. They just trade it. So the temptation creeps in. What if we print a little extra? No one will notice. We'll pay it back later. It's for emergencies. It's for stability. That moment, right there, is the beginning of the end. Let's talk about ancient Rome. Rome didn't collapse because of barbarians first. It collapsed because its money rotted from the inside. Early Roman coins were solid silver. Real weight, real value. But wars are expensive. Armies want pay. Cities want bread. So Rome started shaving silver off the coins. Not all at once. Slowly. 90% silver becomes 80. 80 becomes 50. 50 becomes 20. The coin still looked the same. Still had the emperor's face. But it was lighter, cheaper, weaker. Prices rose. Trust fell. People hoarded real goods. By the time Rome admitted what was happening, the damage was done. Paper didn't exist yet. But the principle was identical. Debase the money. Break trust. Lose the system. Rome didn't fall overnight. It hollowed out. Now fast forward to China. China actually invented paper money first. At the beginning, it was genius. It made trade easier across massive distances. But guess what happened? Same story. Printing exploded. Backing disappeared. Inflation went nuts. Dynasties collapsed. Currencies died. People went back to silver. Again, and again, and again. France tried it in the 1700s. John Law promised a new system. Paper money backed by future growth. Sound familiar? It ended in total collapse. Weimar Germany printed to solve debt. Zimbabwe printed to solve shortages. Venezuela printed to solve everything. Same outcome. Different century. Same ending. Paper money always dies. Why? Because paper money isn't money. It's a claim on money. And claims only work as long as people believe them. Here's the real problem. No one likes to say out loud. Paper money requires discipline. Governments don't have discipline. Never have. Never will. If you give humans a power to create unlimited units of anything, they will overdo it. Every time. Especially when the bill comes later. Especially when the consequences land on someone else. Now, let's talk about modern times. Today, money doesn't even pretend to be backed by anything. No gold. No silver. No limit. Just digits. Click. Print. Borrow. Repeat. Debt doesn't matter anymore until it does. And here's where people get confused. They say, but the system hasn't collapsed yet. Correct. Neither did Rome until it did. Neither did France until it did. Neither did every empire until it did. Collapse is an event. It's a process. It starts invisible, then boring, then sudden. At first, prices creep. Then they run. Then trust disappears. The real collapse happens when people stop believing tomorrow will look like today. That's the moment money dies. Not when inflation hits a number. Not when the market crashes. When confidence breaks. Right now, we live in a world drowning in claims. Claims on future growth. Claims on future productivity. Claims on future stability. But the real world, the physical world, doesn't run on claims. It runs on energy, resources, labor, time. You can't print oil. You can't print copper. You can't print food. When claims grow faster than reality, something has to give. And history shows us exactly what gives. Paper money. Every time. People always ask, why does this keep happening? Because paper money disconnects spending from pain. When money is real, you feel the cost immediately. When money is paper, the cost gets delayed. Delayed costs create bad decisions. Bad decisions stack. Eventually, reality shows up with a bill. And reality never accepts paper. Here's the uncomfortable truth. The system doesn't collapse because people are stupid. It collapses because incentives are broken. Printing solves short-term problems, but creates long-term destruction. And humans always choose the short term. Always. This is why paper money always dies. Not because it's evil, but because it enables behavior that guarantees its own failure. The crazy part? Every generation believes they're smarter than the last. They think technology changes the rules. It doesn't. Human nature hasn't changed in 10,000 years. Fear, greed, convenience, denial, same drivers, different tools. Today's paper money doesn't look like paper. It looks like apps, screens, accounts, but it's still the same promise. Trust us. History says that promise has a shelf life, and when it expires fast. Not with a bang, with confusion, with shortages, with blame, with people wondering how it happened. So suddenly, it wasn't sudden. It was slow, then fast. Paper money always dies. The only question is timing, and who's paying attention before the lesson arrives. I'll leave you with this. Empires don't fall when they're weak. They fall when they believe the rules no longer apply to them. Money works the same way, and history never gets tired of teaching that lesson.